Good day, children. Hope you all are staying safe and healthy at home. We all know that in our country, November 14th is celebrated as Children's Day. This year, 2020, another colorful festival is also celebrated on that day, isn't it? And it's nothing but Diwali. But do you all know that at the international level, November 14th is considered as World Diabetes Day? Most of them are unaware about it, right? You know why November 14th is known as World Diabetes Day? It actually marks the birthday of Sir Frederick Banting, who co-discovered the hormone insulin, which is playing an important role in the development of diabetes. So, as far as our country, India, is considered, it is the diabetes capital in the world. You know why? Because more than 60 million Indians are affected by diabetes. And it is also projected that by the year 2030, this 60 million is gonna be doubled. Okay. So coming to diabetes mellitus, which is commonly known as diabetes, it is a metabolic disorder which leads to high blood sugar levels in your body. So this diabetes is actually caused due to a deficiency of a particular hormone called insulin. So let's see where insulin is produced, what does it do in our body, etc.
Hi children, hope you are all good. This session you are all going to know about insulin production, its action, types of diabetes, symptoms and investigations. Insulin is a hormone made by the pancreas. Pancreas is an organ of the digestive and endocrine system. It is 6 inches long, located in the abdomen just behind stomach. When you consume carbohydrate food, that will be broken into glucose and absorbed by the cells. So insulin is a hormone, acts like a key which helps passage of glucose into the cells. When there is no secretion of insulin, or when there is inadequate secretion of insulin, or when there is ineffective action of insulin, what happens? There will be increase in blood glucose level. That will be resulting in hyperglycemia. Over a long period of time, when we allow hyperglycemia, that will damage and induce failure of many body organs. So the primary function of insulin is to maintain the blood glucose level and also to promote storage of glucose in muscle, liver and other body tissues. Let us see the types of diabetes mellitus. There are 3 main types: type 1, type 2 and gestational diabetes mellitus. Type 1, also known as insulin dependent diabetes mellitus or juvenile diabetes mellitus. It can develop at any age group, but most frequently seen in children and adolescents. Body produces little insulin or no insulin. So there will be increase in blood glucose level, resulting in hyperglycemia. So patients with type 1 diabetes need to take insulin injections throughout the lifetime to maintain the blood glucose level under control. The next one is type 2 diabetes. It is also known as non-insulin dependent diabetes mellitus. Most frequently seen in adults and middle-aged groups. Almost 90% of the patients fall in this category. Body doesn't make good use of insulin it produces, resulting in increase in blood sugar level. The cornerstone management of type 2 diabetes is healthy lifestyle. They have to do regular physical activity and have to take well-balanced diet. Sometimes, over the period of time, some patients may need oral medications with or without insulin injections to maintain the blood glucose level under control. And the final one is gestational diabetes mellitus, GDM. It occurs during the time of pregnancy and disappears after the pregnancy. Both mother and child are at increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes mellitus later in lifetime. So most of the time it is associated with complications to mother and child. When can we suspect a person has diabetes? He or she may have frequent urination, excessive thirst, extreme hunger, unexplained weight loss or sudden weight loss, tingling or numbness in hands and feet, feeling very tired most of the time, and slow healing process after any wounds and more prone to develop infections. About 50% of patients with type 2 diabetes don't experience any of these features and don't know they have diabetes. Blood tests that can be taken to know the blood sugar level and its control are fasting blood sugar test that has to be taken before breakfast, postprandial that has to be taken 2 hours later after meal, random blood sugar test at any point of time in a day, HbA1c to know the blood sugar control for the past 3 months or last 3 months, and glucose tolerance test GTT to know the control of diabetes and also to find out a person has diabetes or not. All these tests can be done.
Children, let's see the management of juvenile diabetes. Okay, so as seen in the earlier session, a juvenile diabetes, that is insulin dependent diabetes mellitus. So the main management of this disease is insulin therapy. So insulin has to be given from an outside source because our body is not producing it. Nowadays, insulin is available as painless insulin shots like pen injections and all, which the child with the parental guidance can take the adequate amount of insulin in the pen insulin and can inject themselves either in the stomach or in the buttocks region or in the hand, wherever the muscle is present. Okay, so that is the first main management. The second one is diet. Children should eat food which is high in nutrition and low in fat and low in calories. Example, they can take fresh fruits and vegetables, okay, lean protein and whole grains. Okay, so these are the healthiest diet for type 1 diabetic children. Okay, now the third one is they have to check their blood sugar levels, okay, at least 2 to 3 times a day using a glucometer. Okay, wherein only 1 drop of blood will be taken for each session and children can monitor their blood sugar levels. And the last one, very, very important, is they have to be physically active. Okay, WHO recommends at least 60 minutes of daily activity, whether it is an aerobic exercise or walking, mere cycling, or just going for a walk with their pet dog or anything. They have to do 60 minutes of physical activity. Okay, exercise should be a part of the child's daily routine. That parents have to keep in mind. Okay, children should not be couched potatoes. And then one important complication to be noted when doing physical exercise is sometimes a child may do a rigorous physical activity. So what complication can occur due to this is suddenly your blood glucose levels can go down, because during exercising what happens is all the blood sugar levels are converted as energy. by following a correct insulin regimen, okay, by following a healthy diet and a physically active lifestyle. Okay, these juvenile diabetic children also can be similar to normal children. Okay, so these are the key points to be considered. So I hope this video provided an insight to you all about diabetes. Okay, so children, eat healthy, be active and stay healthy. Thank you, children.